Unholy Death Knights are about to have potentially their strongest phase next phase, moving into phase 3 in Trial of the Crusader, because we get our best tier bonus we've had in the entirety of Wrath of the Lich King. So we're gonna go over the Unholy DK BiS list for next phase today, and I will also talk about your loot prio. Also, I will mention that your rotation will change and your playstyle will change, and talents as well, and I'll show those, but I'll have a whole nother video breaking down how we're gonna actually move into the new phase. But from there, guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Sarthe, and let's dive right in. Okay, so here in the background, you can see your Ulduar BiS set. This is what we're rocking with right now, and we're gonna have a almost complete change of all of your gear. Almost every single item will change, but there's a few pieces that are very close to actual BiS in next phase, and some of them that you want to hold on to until you have full BiS for next phase. So let's break it all down right now. The very first item you want to get, guys, the most important thing in the entire phase will be either this or 4 set bonus. So the Trinket Death's Verdict, attack power and a huge proc of strength, and we all know that DKs get massive attack power bonuses from strength, bigger than pretty much everyone. So Death's Verdict or Death's Choice is going to be the first thing you prioritize going after. This is the #1 on your prio list, and then it's going to be 4 set. This thing is crazy powerful. And from there, let's just go down the entire list. I just wanted to talk about this first because everyone knows this is what you're aiming for. All right, so starting with your helmet, your new helm is going to be your tier helm. For Alliance, that is the Thessarian's Helm of Triumph, and for the Horde, it is going to be your Koltira's Helm of Triumph. You obviously want the Heroic Edition, which is 258, and technically this is probably the weakest of the tier set pieces. The reason for that is because it gives you expertise, and if you're using double Crest of Insanity right now, the expertise will be just pretty much useless, so you might actually lose DPS right away if you swap to this item, but this is going to be your helmet, and if you get a 2 set, you're gonna be like, juice, I'll swap it. Then for your necklace, you're going to be moving up to Executioner's Malice or Executioner's Vice. Again, these are just different names for the same item. Now your shoulders will be instantly upgraded to your tier shoulders. You don't have to worry about anything else. And I guess I should mention before we move on is you do get epic gems now. So you're going to have 20 strength gems in everything, or sometimes you'll actually have 10 strength, 10 haste gems. Just be aware, we will have epic gems, and I will show you all of the gemming later. For the cloak, you have a huge upgrade. The 272 eye level cloaks, Alliance and Horde, again, 272 eye level cloaks, but these are going to be very, very hard to get. You are going to have to clear heroic editions and have people not die. And to clear the entire raid with no wipes is going to be a bit of a challenge. So just know this is your huge upgrade, but you can also just go with the 10-man versions of them if you have to. The 10-man versions, not the agility versions, the 10-man versions right here. If you have to, this is also going to be an upgrade, but remember this cloak is a very large upgrade for you. The Garrosh's Rage, I'm just itemizing for Horde right now. Now for your chest, it's going to be your tier chest, just flat out. This is a huge upgrade. There's a lot of other items that are very solid. As you can see, this is giving you hit and haste, but the tier chest is amazing. It gives you haste and crit. It is a beautiful, beautiful item. The tier chest is going to be a large upgrade. And then we move on to our first piece that we actually don't change. The bracers, armbands of Bedlam, will actually stay with you to next phase. The only thing you'll change about them is, of course, moving on to get an epic gem. But these are actually going to be an item that you literally do not change in your next phase BiS. Then we have the gloves. There's a lot of very solid options, but realistically, the only real option is going to be the tier gloves because you are going for the tier 4 set, and your offset item is going to be the legs. As for your belt, the upgrade is going to be the Bloodbath Belt or Bloodbath Girdle, and this is actually going to be a DPS loss for you if you don't have itemization elsewhere. So you can see you're getting 68 expertise from this new belt, whereas you have hit rating from the Belt of Colossal Rage. It is only a 6 eye level upgrade, so it just depends on when you have full BiS gear. So this is going to be your BiS belt, but it's not your highest priority because Colossal Rage is very strong. As for your legs, you get a raw upgrade here. This is crit haste and strength in 3 sockets, and you'll now be using the leg guards of Ascension, which again, crit haste and strength and 3 sockets. And the socket bonus again here is 8 strength, because you might be proccing your meta gem here by utilizing these gems with, like I was saying earlier, the 10 strength, 10 haste gem, then using your 20 strength, and then using the new epic nightmare tier. You're either going to proc your meta gem from your legs or from your chest. It is basically about the exact same DPS, so I wouldn't worry too much about what you do. I am a fan of doing it from your legs because you also get a little haste and you also get 2 extra strength, or it brings you back to that strength. Where you get a breakpoint of strength and haste versus 20 strength is usually around 14 strength and 10 haste, but that also applies a little bit later, and it's not really the scope of this video. Now for your legs, Sabatons of Lifeless Night, you actually aren't even upgrading these. These are gonna stay. These things are amazing. It's giving you haste and crit. This is gonna be your BiS next phase. Good job, you already got them. Congratulations. Now for rings, there are 2 upgrade options, obviously. Crazed Construct ring is only a 232 ring, so your first upgrade, the big one you're going for, is Band or Ring of Violent Temperament. So if you're getting the Violent Temperament ring, this is the first one you go for, and you'll put in a 20 strength gem in it. The question is, Seal of the Betrayed King is almost as good and technically better than your second ring option in most situations until you have a BiS full setup, which would include having both BiS weapons, which we will talk about in a second because those are going to be contested. Well, one of them will. And that's gonna be your Gormox band or Carnivorous band. So this is gonna be your other BiS ring where you'll have 2 of your bold gems inside of this. This is gonna be your BiS rings setup, but technically you don't really need to move away from Seal of the Betrayed King, and I'll show that as we show weapons. Then you've got Comet's Trail and Death's Verdict, like I mentioned earlier. Moving on to weapons, the best weapon for you in the main hand, the BiS weapon, is going to be Hellscream's Slicer. You absolutely want to get this, but it is very contested. This item is extremely good. It's from Heroic Anub, and a lot of people are going to struggle to get this for quite a while. So technically, you don't need to get this right away. What you could do is use Cudgel of the Damned, and in certain situations with your gear, this actually could be a better DPS for you. Like literally it could be higher DPS to use Cudgel of the Damned. Then as your offhand, either way, you're actually going to use Cudgel of the Damned. These aren't unique, so you could be using double Cudgel here, but in full BiS situation, you are going to actually use Hellscream's Slicer in your main hand. Now here's where things get interesting. Your new sigil is Sigil of Virulence, which gives you 200 strength whenever you use Scourge Strike. This means you now have to use Scourge Strike. This completely changes the way you play the class. Your rotation fully changes, and that means so does your talent. So if we go in here, you can see that my talent spec that I have chosen here is actually here with Scourge Strike. This also gives you 1 point into Epidemic. Technically, you could drop a Dirge and go into 2 points into Epidemic, but this is what you are going to be running. You've also technically dropped Glyph of Dark Death for Glyph of Icy Touch. It is a slight DPS increase now to be scaling with Icy Touch, especially after you lose your sigil. And your playstyle, one more time, will be different. I will have a video breaking that all down. But there you have it. This is going to be your absolute full BiS situation for next phase, phase 3 and Trial of the Crusader. Unholy, this is our time to shine, because moving into ICC, it may not be our time to shine, pending a few things, especially like blood changes. Frost scales really well in ICC, but this is the phase where Unholies are gonna have so much fun. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown and the full BiS list. I will be having BiS lists for other classes coming soon here on the channel, as well as guides for Trial of the Crusader, so make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with that. Good luck getting all of the loot, and I'll see you all on the next one.